Welcome back to Level Up with Lori, where I talk a little bit about life, a little bit about business, and every single thing in between, where I share strategy and where I hope to shift your perspective and the way that you show up in the world. Because at the end of the day, what I really truly believe the world needs more of is the magic that every single one of us has inside of us. So sit back, relax, enjoy the episode, and I will see you on the other side. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Level Up with Lori, the podcast. I am so incredibly happy that you are here. I hope you are having an amazing summer. I cannot believe it is coming to an end. We are at the cottage right now, and honestly, I feel like we haven't made it here as much as I wish that we had this summer. It's just been one of those summers where we're flying between like different excursions, kids' sports, kids' camps. Not enough downtime, if you ask me. So I could use a couple extra weeks, but we are hoping to spend the last couple of weeks up here. So I'm really looking forward to digging into a couple books and trying out a couple new recipes and just kind of campfires with the kids and kayaking and all that good stuff. But I hope you have enjoyed your summer. I hope you have some fun things lined up for the last couple of weeks. And I'm sure if you're like me, you're also really looking forward to getting back into a routine. I love summer, but I also love just the consistency of having a daily routine, and I find it easier. Of course, I can't, like, this summer kind of really took me by surprise. I had no intention of closing down one business and launching another in the like throes of summer. And I mean, we often can't predict these major things in life, right? And I think it's just this reminder that life is always going to throw you these curveballs, and you being in your power means that you can handle those curveballs and that you can make decisions from an empowered place, and that no matter what life brings you, like, there's opportunities in everything that happens to us. And I can honestly say, as that one door was closing for me, like, I didn't see the opportunities at first, right? All I felt was the loss and the fear attached to that loss and everything that that meant for me, for the brand I was building, for the business that I was building. And that's why I kind of called this episode the power pivot, because I wanted to reflect on one of the biggest pieces. And I've talked about this in the last couple episodes, but I felt like this warranted an episode all its own, because I want every single one of us to be building a business with longevity, that a business that like can withstand absolutely anything and that can take you wherever you want to go. And in my personal opinion, the reason why I've been able to make this power pivot and I've been able to, like, not only let go of one thing, but start something else and actually find an incredible amount of success. In the first couple of weeks, I've actually brought in more income in this brand new business than I had in months in my old consistent business. So pretty amazing. But the reason, like, if I'm really, really going deep on this and reflecting on this, the reason that I've been able to do that is because I built a brand, and because it wasn't simply about selling products. And looking back in my journey, I always considered myself your Stella girl, right? And I really built my business around repping products and standing behind products and just sharing something that I loved. And there was nothing wrong with that. And I think we have to remember that I've been in this business for over 8 years. So when I started, the internet and social media looked really, really different. And the way that people were building their businesses was really, really different, right? It was more in person. It was more, face to face, hand to hand, products being touched and felt and tried on and all those good things. And I love that piece of my journey. But as I grew and as I really wanted to start making my business more duplicatable, and as quite honestly, like, even before the pandemic, and even like taking out my accident from that and the limitations that it put on my life, my business was going to need to become online anyways, simply because of where I'm at in the stage of my family, right? My kids Oh my goodness, you guys, as we are planning for the fall, both Timmy and William are going to be playing rep hockey, which for William is, I think, 4+ nights a week. And for Timothy, that is 5+ nights a week. And then I still have a third child in there who has activities and friends and birthday parties and all of that stuff. So, like, I was not going to be in a place to get out of my house, except for to be a taxi driver and a cheerleader, right? And I mean, that doesn't even include the fact that there's going to be people that's sick, that I'd like to have a life of my own, and like all of those other good things. So, um, the fact that the world changed, you know, all of us started building businesses in a different way. And I think having a kind of like a hybrid between doing in-person things and having a really strong focus online is a really powerful way to build your business. And I mean, that's a total aside, but consider that, right? Like, consider being able to play in both worlds and being able to have that customer base online, that consistent income, and be building there, and then look for those in-person opportunities that fit into your life and that feel good and are fun. And the playing of those two together will really serve you in your business growth. But back to like building a brand, there was this point in my business, and I think it was probably because I didn't even start out with a VIP group, which is just kind of blows my mind, right? I went years without having a VIP group. And when I started having a VIP group, I didn't do it very well. Like, I just kind of did things, and I've kind of like fumbled my way through this. And this is why this is one of the biggest things that I coach on in my world, is because I feel like I've done all the wrong things. So it almost like gives me this like platform to teach about all the right things and to save women all that time and hassle and trouble. And like, actually, let me know. I'm thinking about running another Engage Your VIP group challenge in September. So let me know if that would be something that you're interested in. But I feel like I want to get back to helping women as we get into the busyness of September and the fall to really maximizing the opportunity that is online and is on Facebook and is in our VIP group. So let me know if that's of interest to you. But I don't know really when the transition happened for me, when I realized like this is more about me than it was. Realize that connecting with people, like I do remember after my accident kind of saying to myself, like, I've got to recreate my business online, but in a way that feels like it's in person. I remember thinking that. I remember thinking like, how do I do that? How do I take the beauty of a personal connection, like being face to face with someone, and how do I bring that online? And I think that's where I started playing around with that, and like in building my VIP group and really like bringing more of myself into it. And when I started to see that, that's actually where things started clicking. And I think that's really where my brand started to emerge, because then I started to learn about, actually having value in the content. Okay, so sorry. Hopefully, I don't know how that's going to sound on your side, but I'm at the cottage right now, like I said, and my internet's a little bit wonky, so I just went and kicked my kids off of it so I can wrap this up. But there might be a little bit of a lull in there. You might have been like, Lori, you still there? I am still here. I am back. I don't know what that'll sound like for you. So anyways, I think and I honestly lost my train of thought there. I was like on a real rampage, right? But I think my own brand started to emerge. I started to be be able to talk about things that mattered to me or things that I found fun and entertaining and inspiring, right? I started sharing, inspiring stories. I started sharing quotes, and I started talking about style tips and like things that just, some of them had to do with the products and some of them had nothing to do with the products. Some of them just had simply to do with me and what I desired to talk about and what I desired to share. And as that, like, really, like, I think sometimes we can get all up in our heads, right, about the content that we're creating and is this good? Like, is this valuable? Like, oh, I can't think of any other ideas. I feel like I'm really stuck. But like when you really really hone down on like, what do you want to talk about? Like if you treated your Facebook VIP group like a blog where you literally just talked about things that mattered to you and then wove in content that dealt with your products, but shared them in a way that like A, was authentic and genuine to you, but B, could add value and actually teach your audience something, it just adds a richness to what you're sharing and kind of substance to the group that you're building, because it's not just a group, right? It's a community. It's women connecting with women or men or women, whoever your target audience is and that you're catering to. But like, it's something bigger than what I started with. And I think that this has been the biggest connector for me in taking one business and transitioning it into another. And many of you know that I actually share a company in there. And I am not the person who really is like, hey, go out there and like add 15 different network marketing companies to your portfolio and blah, blah, blah. There's some strategy around that. And there's some things that you need to consider. And I've chatted about that in other episodes. And we talk about that in the Level Up Academy all the time, how to do it smartly and how not to do it like your Walmart, right? We're not Walmart. We don't want to be a discount shop place where people just come for a discount. We sell 17 different things, right? We're not that. We're not a flea market. But I layered in another one because I was like, my people would love this. And I didn't do it for the income. I did it for the credits and free clothes. But it was content that my people loved, right? And so as I transition into this new product, like it's not as hard as I thought it would be because I already have a community that listens to me, that engages with me, that loves the things that I share. I share shit that I'm not like earning a commission on or anything anyways, right? That's what an influencer does. And I know like sometimes we're like, well, what's an influencer, right? An influencer is someone that has 1 million followers on social media. No, an influencer is you, someone that's sharing stuff that you love, that other people pay attention to and sometimes buy, right? Like you influence other people's lives through the content that you create. So if you build a brand, you can actually do anything that you want to that brand with that brand, right? You can pick it up and you can take it to another company. You can layer in other products, other streams of income. Like that brand is yours. No one can take that away from you, regardless of what any company that you're with does. Right? As long as that brand matters to you, as long this is why I fumbled with what my next steps were for a little while, because the most logical decision for me didn't connect to my heart or my soul, didn't actually matter to me. It was more a means to an end. And so I was like, like, how do you get fired up about something like that? Like you don't. So I think when you build these groups and you build your brand, and a brand is nothing more than like you being you and sharing things that you care about, when you build that in a way that is unique and genuine and authentic to you and all the like buzzwords that are out there right now, no one can take that away from you and no one can duplicate that. And there's no competition on the planet that can be you. Right? And that's what's going to actually set you apart at the end of the day from every other person that's selling the same products as you. Like when you walk into a Walmart, it doesn't matter what Walmart that you walk into because they're all the same. And so you don't feel any kind of loyalty to any single Walmart. You just will go to any Walmart, and there's comfort in that. Absolutely. But that's again why we are not Walmart. We want to set ourselves apart from other people. We want people to come to us rather than our neighbor next door that's selling exactly the same thing. And the way to do that is to establish yourself as a brand, establish yourself as unique, and give people an experience inside of your business. And that is what made it so freaking simple for me. Not simple, but like actually exciting for me to make a power pivot in my business and to get back on that horse and actually start from square one. Because you guys, like, I was at a place in my Stella and Dot journey where I actually really needed to rebuild from the bottom up if I wanted to. There was so many changes and so much suffocation that happened in the last 3 years inside of that company. And I have to be really, really honest with myself. And that deflated me. And I was just not in a place where I desired to go back to square one and to rebuild. And like, I tried to get myself behind that so many different times because I knew that that's what needed to be done. And I knew it was possible. It absolutely was. I knew it was possible. But we always have to listen to our own energy, right? Because our own energy always knows what the next step is. It always knows the right next step. Because when you follow your energy, you're lit up inside. And when you follow the fun, like, everything falls into place. So I don't know if anybody got any value out of this. It felt like something that needed to come out for me today. I hope to be doing more training on this in the level up world because I think it's so incredibly important right now for network marketers to learn how to build a brand, to learn how to build on social media. And hopefully you guys are over in our level up community for women in network marketing. It's my free group on Facebook where I give lots of tips and lots of business advice, and you can just connect and get access to daily social media or sorry, daily network marketing tips. So you guys, if you love this episode, please, please, please share it and tag me over on Instagram at Lori Irvin Coaching. Give me a 5-star review on Apple or on iTunes. I cannot tell you how far those go and how much I appreciate them and just how much I appreciate all of my listeners. This podcast has really just been this like opportunity for me to give back to my community, to hopefully offer some advice. I started it, I was telling this to somebody last week and she was like, oh, I never do that. Like, I started this podcast before I even started my coaching business. And I started it because I wanted to have this platform that I could both coach my team and also share with other women in network marketing, because I felt like I was having these conversations over and over and over again, and that people were struggling with very similar things. And so I was like, oh, I'll just start a podcast and I'll record some like trainings that I can just give them that will help them and help their teams and also help my team at the same time. And I just love the evolution of what, taking one step forward can do and where it can bring us when we follow that journey. So I hope you are out there following your journey, following your passion, following your inspiration, following all of the breadcrumbs that are laying in front of you and leading you towards the most beautiful life in the world. So I love you. If you are binging your way through these episodes, I will see you in the next one. If not, I will see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Have an incredible day.